Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we're going to have several different things to go over. We've got some details about the SEC's response. We're going to talk about that. So we have a couple different readings to go in. We've got Ripple versus SEC. The SEC files sealed remedy reply brief in the XRP lawsuit. And then we'll also get into some more details about the Ripple versus SEC. The expert reveals key timeline in XRP lawsuit. And I can tell you this, you're looking at May 20th and beyond. There's no resolution. Just as we suspected, a lot of talk about, there's been a lot of channels, or a lot of, not even just channels, but just a lot of talk on social media about how May 6th was a big day or whatever. We've got a long way to go, it looks like. It doesn't look like there's going to be any kind of real agreement here. So it looks like this is going to drag out for a little bit. We're going to get into the details of it, and we're going to get into the nuts and bolts about what's going on with the lawsuit, because SEC had their response. So we're going to have to get into that. We'll get into the technical analysis on XRP. We'll look at XLM as well, as it's trying to push back up, as it's lower than yesterday, but it has pulled back from the drop down. XRP right now has pulled pretty much the whole drop back as it's trying to pair all losses. XLM's paired all losses, but let's face it, it had a drop right before the close that brought it down under 11 cents, and that's the only reason why it's so back over even, because it had such a significant drop leading into the close. XRP had a nice drop down from 57 cents. We managed to hold the 50. We'll go over the technical analysis. There's a lot we need to go over and touch base on. We'll take a look at the XRP market cap to see how it's forming. We'll also take a look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing, as it's looking a little more bullish here at this part of the week than it was, obviously, when it consolidated down to the 819 level. And for everybody who's asking about my son, he's still not himself. It's a very stressful time because he's been drinking lots of fluid. He's been drinking Pedialyte as well with water, very hydrated. He's not showing any signs of dehydration. It's just ever since he got the viral infection, he's not eating. So it's been 6 days. I know it's not uncommon. I know sometimes with toddlers they can go a couple weeks, but it still doesn't make you feel any better. He went up to the doctors a couple days ago, and that's what, so it's just one of those things. It's been not allowing me to do lives on routine like I normally do. Just because sometimes it's just emotional, and Julie needs a little bit of support, and it's not the easiest thing to do an hour-long live when when your 4-year-old's not feeling well. So we'll see how it plays out today. He's been drinking water already today with his Pedialyte, so that's good. That's the part that makes me not worry as much, because I know his body will tell him when he's ready. He's been sleeping more since he's gotten sick, which is normal, which is good for the body. But, I would like to see him eat. But I know that can still take us several more days, but it's going to be even more stressful the longer it gets. But I know that these things can take a couple weeks sometimes. And as long as they're hydrated, that's all you can really do. But everybody knows, as a parent, the hardest thing is when your kids are sick. So, that's what I'm dealing with today, or this week, since last Wednesday at about 2 in the morning. So going on a week here at about 2 in the morning here on Wednesday. So just one of those things. So hopefully in the days to come, he'll get back to being more like himself. He's becoming, he's been outside. He's wanted to go car rides and stuff. So he's getting his motivation back. He's not feeling well. So that's a little update on him for everybody's asking. I do appreciate all the comments in the chat, or in the comments after the videos as well. So please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube recommends this update. It's a very, very important update, so as many people as we can get in here to watch this, I think it's going to be valuable. I'll talk on a few things that I think hurt the XRP community, especially because it gives us a little bit of unrealistic expectations on a lot of things we hear. So we'll just go into a lot of things, but a lot of positivity here. Keep telling everybody, don't be afraid to hold XRP. Don't be afraid to hold XRP. I am fully stocked up on XRP, but it is starting to come to my attention that I am going to buy more here soon. I'm just watching to see how this current formation plays out. Only because I think with the more negativity that comes surrounding XRP, the more uncertainty is that, ironically, with the more uncertainty becomes more certainty. So remember, all these different tokens, and now XLM popped up on the radar for the SEC for being a security. Uniswap, Ethereum, all these are, a ton of them are popping up. So when all of these are going to have to face that day of reckoning, whether by virtue, by BS of the SEC, or just by, that's the game we're playing in the 2024-2025 timescape. XRP at least has been down this road for the last 4 years. They've gotten clarity when it comes to the retail market. So at the very least, they've got clarity in the USA for retail. And then I think the Ripple stablecoin is going to bring in gas fees for XRP that nobody really is paying attention to. And that's what's going to bring in a unified boom in XRP. And it doesn't even have to come with adoption. Just by having that stablecoin and having all the upkeep and traffic and all the additional transactions that are being made, even if you want to say XRP is a pile of horse shit, like a lot of people try to say, that's fine. My counter to you is, that's fine. As long as they make that Ripple stablecoin, whatever they decide to call it, the XRP altcoin, I don't care what they call it. But with that tokenization with the stablecoin, or by it just being tokenized on the XRP ledger and also the Ethereum network, you're talking about countless amounts of liquidity coming into the XRP ledger. And XRP is the stable coin, or the XRP is the gas token, because that's what moves it on the ledger. So it's basically being used as a gas fee. If that's all that the XRP is a gas fee, the price is going to go up exponentially on this Ripple stablecoin over time. So I'm not worried. In fact, I'm encouraged by seeing all the ones who are losing hope. The more people that talk bad and our landscape surrounds us starts going negative, the more positive I become, because the more I realize we're getting closer and closer to the day of reckoning. And another news of note today, before we get into the intro, B2Gold's earnings after today. So it's going to be interesting. They have earnings, and it looks like it's trying to form. And in the 30-minute, it's something to see. But in the 4-hourly, if you look at this, it looks like a big W reversal could be forming. If B2Gold, just so you guys know, if it gets over 262, we could have a big run on earnings. But I knew with earnings today that something was going to happen here with B2Gold. And right now, I don't want to say it's going to have a big move, but it's outperforming right now. And we'll see if it continues. The new numbers are going to be projected on gold, being much higher. So it gives me a lot of reason to be excited. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the intro. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update, and we'll get into all of this after the intro. And thank you all so much for being here, and don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Good morning, 10:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I thank everybody for tuning in. As we can see, XRP is down 0.22% at 53.86 cents. We currently are still being rejected by that 54.07 cent resistance level. That's a major pivot point. If we can get over this, we do have signs that we could break up a little bit higher here and retest the drop point. But right now, that key resistance is 54.07. We've come up there several times, and I don't want to see a head and shoulders formation created. That's why it's very important that we pull back over this in the short time frame here today, and we get over this and start pushing up before the daily close. The last thing I want to see is this, and then something like this, and then it starts to show, well, you got a left shoulder, head, bounces into a right shoulder, and then it just gives up. That's not what I want to see. I need to see something more than just, I need it to break out. We need to see it break over the 54.07 cent mark. And until we see that happening, this could be an issue. This could absolutely be an issue if we keep getting rejected here. But for the short time frames, it looks like we're trying our best. It's just short indicator that we could have a possible flip here, bearish cross in the 30-minute time frame. That's not me trying to be like, oh my God, we're bearish, even though I want it to be bullish. It's just we have a short-term technical indicator that we have to pay attention to. The 20 crossing the 50 is nothing to fray about. It's nothing to get scared about. Oftentimes, if the pattern's meant to continue, this is just a fake out back to the 200, and you universally work your way back up, and then you push yourself past the key pivot levels. Right now, good sign we held the 200-day. Last time we held the 200-day, we had a nice bounce after consolidation. This time we hit the 200-day, now we're consolidating. Can we do it again? Now, if we continue down and you lose the 200-day, first sign of worry, but not to be worried, is you're going to come down to that 52.6 cent mark to see if this pattern is still upright, if that happens. Now, it doesn't have to, and the one thing I'm hoping is boom, boom. Could this somehow play an inverse pattern here? I hope so. But, you know, I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic, so I know if this gets rejected, it'll just rotate down here. And then it's our big thing. If we don't hold 52.6 cents, the big thing everybody needs to pay attention to here, especially on this May 7th here on this Tuesday morning, is that XRP right now is still in this cup and handle formation, but the handle still has plenty of room underneath now. But that move up to 57 cents in the daily time frame, we hit the 200. Now it looks like a little bit of a reversal candle possibly here. Now, what that means is we haven't properly retested the uptrend, and it is possible, even without a breakdown, where is this pulled up to now? We could come down to that 50.9 cent mark, even in a bullish scenario. Now, some of the things that could be playing into the fact that maybe the mindset changed a little bit for retail, well, you know, when it comes out that the SEC gave the response and now you got the deadline pushed back, well, more things coming out up until the 20th of May and then likely beyond, as this likely could turn into a full-fledged trial, you know, jury trial like I talked about back in 2020. I said there would be some resolution by mid to end 23, but I expect the trial, the full resolution, I don't know how it can happen by settlement. I used to think that was the worst way because then all of crypto would be on trial if there was a settlement. But think about it. As an XRP holder, what better way to drive all liquidity from all of crypto into XRP if they really wanted to do a grand scale shift of liquidity? If XRP had the clarity, but they agreed to a settlement, almost like a slap in the face to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. But it would be the best thing, I think, that ever happened for us, the more I think about it. If you've got all that untapped liquidity that people are afraid to put in other tokens that they're fearing security, you know, cases just like XRP Ripple, could you imagine all that liquidity flies out of some of these tokens like Uniswap? Just right off the top of my head, Uniswap, XLM, Algo, IOTA, some of these ones, the bigger ones that have been named in this, there's been a lot of them. You've had Avalanche and Matic and all of these have been named in this over the past couple months. So imagine if XRP, or should I say Ripple, says the hell with it. Forget the rest of the landscape. Forget about the rest of the tokens. And I was like, well, what about the tokens on the ledger? They're vindicated. You know why? Because anything on the ledger, it's going to be XRP. So it's going to be very hard for the SEC to go after something on XRP's ledger, the more I think about it. So I think we're in good shape here for XRP. And if there is a settlement, you know, I think it's going to be even better for XRP just because of the situation I just said to everybody. We'll have a more pronounced liquidity push into the XRP because of clarity. You really would. So with that being said, that's what we got with XRP. I don't want to drag this out much longer. This is 14 minutes and we still got reading. So with XRP, as we've said, 54.07 cents. Looks like a little bit of a reversal could be happening here in the 2 hourly. So hopefully we ride off of this. And now because of the beautiful correction from 57, now we can start pushing back up here today. 54.07 cents is that resistance line in the sand we need to get over. And the support right now is you do not want to lose 52. Even though I know we can go down to 509 in the cup and handle, I don't want to lose this rising channel support at 52.6 cents. Very critical to be in that area. So that's what we're going to want to hold there. With Bitcoin, we're up 626 points or 1.03% to 63,808. We do have a reversal candle here in the daily today, so this is something to watch. It's more bearish than bullish right now. We really want to pull back. We are pulling up, though. That's a good thing. But we want to pull back up here and have like a very nice engulfing candle coming into today. But it almost looks like today what Bitcoin wants to do. I know we're up here at 63,800. I almost wouldn't be surprised to see it put in a long leg doji. That's more bullish on the 3 hourly at least. 2 hourly's trying to flip back bullish. Same with the 1 hourly. 45's flipping bullish, so hopefully this can push up and invalidate a drop down, because we're really looking for that pushback up here to 66,000 area and then a breach back above. That's what we're really looking for here. We're well within this pennant flag, but we want to get back over the other side. We got a V-shaped recovery, so this is good. And now technically, if you're being serious about this, because we're on a massive V-shape, it's the depth of the drop is your measurement for the targeted move. And let's just say the low is in and it bounced off that area. Your technical target is going to be around 69,000. So just remember that with Bitcoin. And it's got a nice flag formed. So as much as it made it look like we dropped yesterday, as much as I still think we could have this bullish push. We already hit 57. We have a technical target on XRP if we do play this out true, to come back to that mid-tier handle resistance, which we know we haven't touched yet. And that's at 58.7 cents. So that's what I'm looking at for there. And now let's, actually one more thing. XLM. We're not going to be able to get into all of the technicals this morning. XLM, though, is bouncing off the 10.92 support area. 11.57 over the top. Now, if you lose that 10.9, it's a problem. But right now, I mean, we had such a drop-off yesterday that we very well could be putting in this reversal now and try to break up. But we're going to have some volatility to the top side here. Looks like in the 3 hourly, we're having engulfing. 2 hourly should be a nice candle. It's not bad. 1 hourly looking good, engulfing to the top side. 45 is going to continue this. Yeah, so short term, we're reversing bullish. So just continue watching this for XLM. So now this reading real quick, and then I got to go. Ripple versus SEC. SEC files sealed remedy reply brief in XRP lawsuit. So the SEC tossed a new twist into their ongoing lawsuit with Ripple by sliding their remedies reply brief and its exhibits under a tight seal. The contents aren't public yet, but come Wednesday, May 8th, we're all getting a peek at the redacted versions, which I've already said pisses me off. I don't think as a holder I should be looking at a redacted version. I want to know what's actually going on. But so we miss out on all the key information, is all redacted means. Versions that bigwigs agree on, but that's not all. There's a whole lineup of filings related to sealings, this mess scheduled to drop soon. On May 7th, the courtroom turned into a strategy pit. Parties on both sides, along with some third players, huddled up to hush out which bits of the reply brief and exhibits everyone else gets to see. They're picking what stays under wraps as confidential or highly confidential today, or tomorrow. They're putting out what they've scrubbed clean for public eyes. So James K. Phelan put this out. The XRP community, SC Gov versus Ripple XRP. The SC government has filed under seal its remedies reply brief and supporting exhibits. These documents are not public. Public redacted versions will be filed Wednesday, May 8th, 2024. Other sealing related filings will follow. And this is what the exact official document says for the filing. So May 6th, the SEC files its reply brief. May 7th, 2024, parties meet and confer to identify redactions sought by each side and third parties, if any, to the reply brief and exhibits. May 8th, 2024, the SEC files a public redacted version of the reply brief and any supporting exhibits not designated by either party or any third parties as confidential or highly confidential under the protective order, making only those provisional redactions requested by the parties and any third party during the meeting. Confer. May 13, 2024, parties and any third parties file omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the remedies-related briefing, including briefs, declarations, and supporting exhibits. Party and any third party also filed proposed redactions to such materials. May 20th, 2024, parties and any third parties file letters, briefs in opposition to omnibus letter motions to seal. Under joint proposal, the parties would further be required to file public redacted versions of all documents within 14 days of the court's ruling on the omnibus sealing motion. So listen, guys, This is telling you we're going all, nothing can even happen until June 3rd. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Nothing can even happen until June 3rd here. So the breaking news here is, with the evidence, despite what everybody's saying on social media, there is no outcome of any substance until at least June 4th. So we've got to wait until June 4th at minimum for anything. So get back. This is going to be another month here at minimum. So I appreciate everybody watching the live or the update. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this. It'll allow it to show up in the news feeds. If you're looking to trade XRP in the USA or abroad, look in the video description below or pinned comments. There's BitUnix. If you want a spot or leverage trade, it's there. The lowest spot and leverage trading fees that I've found in the USA. You don't have the high times of volatility with the exchange going down. And like I've said many times, with Uphold, when I tried to buy $4,000 worth of XRP, just as an example, it was giving me 7,300 XRP on Uphold, 6,800. Don't sell yourself short on a $280 fee if you're spending money of substance. It's literally like a $1.50 fee compared to like 280. So make sure you're not losing money to the greedy exchanges. It's not our responsibility to push their narrative. And then if you do appreciate what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Consider sending one YouTube super chat per month or joining Tom's Army. Have a blessed morning, everybody.